I've got to be honest with you. This episode truly surprised me. Over the years, the Walking Dead world has tried its hand at becoming bigger, bolder, and more theatrical with its visuals. Sometimes that worked, and sometimes, well, not so much. The first series thrived because of its grounded, gritty atmosphere. Real characters, real challenges, and the raw desperation of surviving a zombie apocalypse. It wasn't about spectacle, it was about humanity. But as the main series transitioned to digital in its later years, especially season 11, the image got a little too polished, too subdued, and at times it just didn't feel like the same universe anymore. That's why I didn't expect to be saying this today. Daryl Dixon has finally cracked the code. This program really managed to give viewers a cinematic, full-scale fight sequence that doesn't just look amazing, it feels right for this setting. It's dirty, chaotic, and hazardous, while still being visually impressive. And the fight for Solaz del Mar in this episode, easily one of the best sequences in the franchise to date. Now, before I get ahead of myself, let's talk about how it all develops. The episode opens with a death, typical Walking Dead manner. Poor Cooper, the unlucky sailor who promised to escort Caryl and Daryl back to America, catches an arrow in the chest. For all the Jeffrey Grimes theories out there, sorry to blow your bubble, he's hardly the long-lost American hero you were hoping for. Just another casualty in the harsh world of The Walking Dead. His killers are none other than the Primitivos, and let me just say, what a terrifying group they've turned out to be. They're not the polished, resource-hungry villains we've seen in past spin-offs. They're primal savage, almost mythological with their masks and furs, like something ripped out of a nightmare. Their sole objective seems to be destruction for destruction's sake. It's refreshing in a way, because it takes us back to villains like the Whisperers and the Reapers, individuals who have discarded civilization totally and embraced barbarism. The first combat goes down on the shore, with arrows flying and bullets blazing back. It's the ancient world versus the new world, a conflict of barbaric weapons against contemporary guns. And while the guns ultimately carry the day, the true war is back at Solaz del Mar. This is where the episode excels. The Primitivos come storming in, and the town has to throw all they've got at them. Remember those imprisoned walkers from episode 2? Yeah, they're unleashed as a defense mechanism, and it's both ingenious and brutal. Daryl and Caryl arrive to provide help. Though let's be fair, it's more of a brisk walk than a dramatic charge. Valentina, wisely, stays behind. She knows her limits, and I truly respect that. Inside the confines, the fight choreography is tight and intricate. You've had gunshots from above, hand-to-hand struggles on the ground, and even burning walkers being slingshot into the neighborhood. And yeah, you heard me right. Blazing walkers launched like fireballs. It's wild, it's disgusting, and somehow it works. One of the best moments of this scenario takes place inside Antonio and Roberto's house, as Roberto and pause battle off a pair of Primitivos on their own. The camera work here is fantastic, tracking every frantic action, until Roberto practically shoves an attacker out the window to their death. It's raw, it's messy, and it's precisely what this franchise has needed in its action for a long time. Now, I know some people are going to compare this whole struggle to the wildlings siege on Castle Black in Game of Thrones Season 4. And if there are similarities, regimented defenders against a wild horde, Daryl Dixon makes it its own. No Jon Snow with a rifle here, just our guy Daryl doing what he does best, surviving by pure will and grit. By the time the dust settles, Solaz del Mar has held the line, though not without fatalities. They even managed to grab one Primitivo for questioning, but he's about as helpful as you'd anticipate, which is to say, not at all. Outside of the battle, the program slows down to explore the personal drama. Daryl and Caryl dispute about whether to support Justina and Roberto, which Valentina sees as a lover's quarrel. Caryl shippers, this is your episode. You're going to have a field day with those tiny moments, but for the record, they remind everyone they're just friends. I'll let you judge how persuasive that sounds. Roberto, meanwhile, is unraveling after Justina's sacrifice in the last episode. He worries why she left him after swearing they'd be together, and his sadness pushes him into risky territory. This storyline truly raises suspicions about Feed 2. He's calm. Maybe too calm, after removing Justina's name from the ofrenda, and there are clues that his relationship with El Alcazar might not be as smooth as he claims. The episode finishes on a stressful note, with Roberto taking matters into his own hands and the others scrambling to hunt him down. Flashbacks disclose aspects of an automobile crash involving Roberto and Justina, but where they are today remains a mystery. Clearly, this thread is far from ended, and it's only going to get messier moving forward. And then, of course, we have those little things that make this episode stand out. Daryl flashes back to his terrible upbringing, prompted by anything as basic as a clock. Caryl and Antonio, exchanging discreet moments. Are they going someplace with that? And the running humor about hot dogs. I don't know about you, but if Daryl and Caryl die because they ate 14-year-old canned hot dogs, that'll be both the dumbest and funniest finale this franchise could ever provide. Overall, La Justicia Fronteriza is one of the greatest episodes of the Daryl Dixon series thus far. The struggle for Solaz del Mar illustrates that The Walking Dead can pull off epic fights without losing the grit and authenticity that made the franchise so unique in the first place. It's stressful, it's chaotic, and it's personal. Precisely what a war in this world should feel like. But I want to hear from you. What did you think of the Primitivos as villains? Do you believe they're a worthy addition to the franchise, or just a transient threat? And what about Roberto and Justina? Are we moving toward catastrophe or salvation with their story? Drop your opinions and theories in the comments below, because this episode gives us a lot to chew on. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to press that like button. Share this video with fellow Walking Dead fans, and subscribe for more breakdowns as we continue through Season 3 of Daryl Dixon. Trust me, things are only going to get more intense from here, and you don't want to miss it.